Alright, easy bakers, so for today's video I'm gonna be showing y'all how to make this taco pie. It is very easy to make and it's super fast, so y'all know we love to do a fast recipe on the weekday, honey child, boo boo. It's like a deconstructed taco, so if you're interested in having something yummy, something fast, something you're gonna be obsessed with, then you in the right place. Oh honey, but this little cookie stuff. 90 Now you can go ahead and make your own homemade crust like a boss, but we finna use this good old Pillsbury, wannabe Pillsbury. I think there's a Great Value or a Kroger brand, child. So look at it. Pillsbury said, huh, you should have went with my crust. I know that's right, Pillsbury. Go ahead, y'all tag Pillsbury in here and say, send me some crust that working right. But anyways, you're going to take your crust, put it in your, I use this pie tart pan, but you're more than welcome to use whatever you got in your kitchen, child. Go ahead and put that in the oven on 400 degrees for about 10 to 15 minutes, just until it's brown. Well, you want to cook it, so just until it's cooked. To my handy dandy iron skillet, I'm gonna just toss in some diced onions with a little bit of minced garlic and let that cook for about a minute and some change, just until it starts to fraken up and my onions are looking a little brown, nice and yum sauce, you know. Then we're gonna go ahead and toss over your ground beef. You're just gonna go ahead and proceed on browning your meat just like you would do your normal taco. You know what I'm saying? Like your normal tacos. So one thing that I like to do, if you know me, you know I season everything. You know what I'm saying? When I say everything, it's like layers of flavor. And what do I like to say? If you ain't sneezing, honey, it ain't seasoned. Okay, so you want to just go ahead and toss over lightly. Now this is optional, you know. So I just do a little bit of chicken bouillon powder, a little bit of black pepper, garlic powder, a digit of onion powder. No celery seed in this one, just because I didn't feel like digging through the cabinet for it. But go ahead and lightly season your meat with, it could be salt, pepper. Ooh, you could even put a little salsa in this, and you can omit most of the spices. So go ahead and season your meat and cook it until it's nice and brown, making sure that you're using your wooden spoon or whatever just to chop up all of those large chunks in the meat, chunks of ground beef, because you want everything to cook evenly. So now that my ground beef is all done, as you can see, it has a lot of fat and grease in it, and that is not what you want to be in your food. So with all ground beef, you're going to just go ahead and drain off all of that excess fat, put your meat back into the pan, and we're going to add our taco seasoning. All right, you guys, so I'm adding my taco seasoning right now, and if I did not use any spices prior to this stage, I would have added a half a cup of salsa to my pan, just so it can elevate the spices a little bit more. Now, once you put your taco seasoning in there, you want to make sure you give it a nice good stir, making sure as many of your ground beef is covered with that taco seasoning. Add a little bit more if you need to add a little bit more. But I also, before you add more, just go ahead and add a little bit of water to it, because sometimes I notice, you know, when you think you need more and you don't, you just need a little bit of liquid. So since we drained all the fat and everything out of our meat, we're just gonna go ahead and boost that seasoning up a little bit more by adding some water, just to make sure that all of our meat is completely covered. Girl, look at this crust. Kroger, Walmart, which one ever this. Girl, look at this crust. You know what? Don't even worry about it, child. Let's just go ahead and move on. So we're just going to go ahead and add some cheese to the bottom of the pie crust. I wouldn't have used provolone, to be honest with you. I probably would have just used some regular cheddar cheese. Girl, look at me. Like, look at the crust. When I tell you disappointment, honey, if disappointment was a picture, this would be disappointment right now. Let me tell my child to get up off Instagram. But yeah, so if disappointment was a person, that's what it would be. This dang gone crust. But go ahead and layer the bottom of it with some cheese. Get that meat that you just cooked. Top it on there. Now I would have added more, but my crust just wasn't feeling it. So I was like, you know, if you're not feeling the crust, I'm not feeling it, and we're gonna be all right. So just go ahead, put your cheese, put your meat, and if you had some refried beans, you could use that too, but I don't eat refried beans, so I'm going to be using some De La Doritos. Now, I think Doritos and tacos go so well together. I actually learned this when I used to live in Illinois. I learned they just crumbled up some Doritos on the tacos, and I was like, what? And I guess I loved it because I was pregnant at the time too, y'all. So I was like, oh snap, this is the bee's knees. Haven't been back ever since. So I went ahead and put a little bit of Doritos on there, which is totally optional. You can add refried beans. This is your kitchen, your world, okay? So now I'm just gonna go ahead and top it again with another layer of cheese. Again, I would not have used provolone cheese because provolone cheese it's like mozzarella cheese that like to scratch all like that, like pizza cheese. I ain't got time for that. But use what you have, and it still turned out amaze balls. So I'm just gonna go ahead and top it with some cheddar cheese and stick it back in the refrigerator. Girl, I'm done. Stick it back inside of the oven on 400 degrees until the cheese melt down. All right, so it's been in the oven. It stayed in the oven for another 5 to 6 minutes just until all of my cheese was able to melt down. I allowed that to cool to touch. Then I'm just going to proceed on with the toppings that I'm going to be using. I decided to just use some regular little spinach and I think spinach kale mix or something like that. And I'm going to also top it with some diced tomatoes and some sour cream. I did put jalapenos on my own personal one because I love some jalapenos. But the best thing about making this, just like we did the other day, it is our kitchen, our world, so the toppings are endless. Just like the pizza we made, this pie is the same thing. Your toppings are endless. So definitely use your imagination, have fun with it, allow your kids to come in and enjoy making their dinner because it's, you know, the kids can do this too. So here it is, you guys. I'm done with it. I'm just going to go ahead and slice it up for you so you can see how it's looking. Of course, this is like a deconstructed taco. If you love tacos, you gonna love this. So good, so easy, so yum sauce. But yet anywho, thank you guys so much for watching this video. I really do appreciate you. Thank you so much. We are at 7,000 easy bakers. But anywho, talk to you guys on my next video.